All right, we're here on the last night of PsychFest. I am Ben from KVRX, and I'm here with George Kinney of an Austin psychedelic rock icon and the singer-songwriter for the Golden Dawn. George, you just performed your debut record, or the Golden Dawn's debut record, Power Plant, from 1968, and I know you played some back in the day, but did you ever play the record front to back, or is this the first time playing it all the way through?
We've done it a couple of times. I mean, back in the day, we did a lot. We did all of these songs, but we do other things as well. We did some other stuff. Did a few cover songs back then, but this gig, we've just done all of it, and as much as we can, we. This is the second time we did the Austin Psych Fest a couple of years ago, and that was the same gig. We played with the Black Angels, and we did it. It was down at the Ritz or somewhere, I think it was. I can't remember where it was.
Yeah, I think it was like the Radio Room. It was a venue that didn't last very long. I was at that show too.
Oh, you were? Yeah. Cool. Yeah,
so
we did that too, though. We did the album from front to back at that time.
Yeah, and so I know that you've had a battle with cancer over the past year, and you made some reference to that too. So was it kind of was it an affirmation to play that classic record from front to back in light of your recent health problems?
It definitely was. Going through something like that, for anybody that has done it or had someone in their close family that's done it, that's been through something like a transplant, something that's serious with your body, it definitely, all the trite expressions about living again and feeling like you have new life and all are really true. There's a reason people say that, because I felt so much better, and then for this to come up and go all the kind of full cycle back to the original album that we did, all the years of playing, 45 years I guess it's been, and it was pretty emotional and a very fulfilling and rewarding thing to do. We're up for it.
And so I was wondering, when you were writing the record initially, there are a lot of common themes about belief and about evolution, and I was wondering what works or what lines of thought or philosophy were influencing your writing at the time.
Probably musically, the musical influences that I had were Dylan and the Beatles and the Stones. That was it back then. It was just, we'd wait for their records, and everything they said we'd think about and try to figure out what they were talking about. And there was a lot of stuff, and the psychedelic part, there were psychedelic drugs involved, and it was talking about the states of mind that you could achieve. But the real philosophy, the philosophical aspects of it were really the writings of two philosophers and psychologists, Gurdjieff and Uspensky, and the people that followed them and were their students, and just all about expanding your consciousness. And that was what it was all about for us always. That's what it was. It wasn't a matter like, get stoned and go raise hell. It was like, get stoned and try to find out what levels of psychology you could achieve yourself and expand your awareness so that you might have a better sense of self-identity. So that's kind of what we were into.
So where in Austin are you from? And you live right outside Austin. Kinney Avenue?
Right off of Kinney Avenue. That used to be my family farm, where Kinney Avenue is, right there off Barton Springs Road. They sold it before I was up there to get any of the proceeds, but anyway, yeah, South Austin.
And I know you lived in Nashville for a bit, and so what was your reason for coming back here from such a big music town city? And I think you were writing songs professionally.
Yeah, I just missed Austin, missed Texas. It's my home, and no matter where I go, I can't seem to shake it. And I just love it here. That's really all my family's here, and it's home. Couldn't stay away forever.
And are you still working with or collaborating with any other musicians from back then? I know that. So the original bassist is still in the band, and I think Powell St. John's still around, records music sometimes.
I don't see him too often. When he comes to town, if he's playing somewhere, we usually hook up and I see him, get to visit with him. But I haven't really. I'm pretty much of a loner.
Yeah, and you mentioned before we started the interview that you're living kind of near Bastrop now, and so you have a ranch out there. Were you? Yeah. Were you affected by the fires at all from last year?
No, we actually we had to evacuate our horses because we didn't know for sure if it was going to get close enough to us to be damage our home, but it didn't. We were lucky. A lot of people weren't. It was a terrible thing.
Are you? Do you have any other shows planned coming up?
Not for a while. Doing this show was a pretty big deal. I'm kind of jumping back a little too soon. I need to recover a little bit more before I'm really full speed again. It wears me out quite a bit to do anything like that. You have to put a lot of energy into something like this. I love to do it, but it's hard on your body.
No, and it was very impressive. It sounded there was very high energy, and it sounded a lot like the record. Even 40 something years later.
Practiced a lot, but I'm going to be away for a little while. I'm going to just kind of drop out of the scene for a few months at least, and kind of get my act together, redefine myself again, and see what's next.
Great. Well, I guess with that said, I'll let you go. I know that you wore yourself out, as you said. So, oh yeah,
Talking with you, man.
yeah, it was great. It was really it was a pleasure. So thanks for playing, and from PsychFest to the final night, final few minutes of PsychFest. I'm Ben with KVRX Austin, and we just spoke with George Kinney. Thank you.